Hi, so I'm Kirtana, and this is a problem statement I got from SpaceKayak. So my task is to kind of design a crypto bridging platform. So what's crypto bridging, right? So basically, in case there are two networks, let's say a Polygon network and an Ethereum network, and you have Polygon tokens of Polygon network, but not of Ethereum, but you want to use an app in the Ethereum network. So crypto bridging kind of solves that problem by giving you like an interface to kind of exchange tokens of some sort. I don't want to get into the technical aspect of it, but this is the basic idea about it. And it's a pretty new concept. So there are a lot of flaws in how it works and all of that. So these are some of the flaws. They all like look the same. There's no clarity of the status of the asset. You have no idea how long you're waiting for. You don't know which part of the transaction is going on. There's no like clarity. And the waiting time is very frustrating. Like for context, it's usually 15 to 20 minutes. And also the notification system is very bad because basically it kind of uses like a wallet, like a MetaMask wallet, which is like an external extension of some sort. So kind of the communication between the app and the external extension is kind of bad right now. So first, I kind of dived deep into reading about crypto bridging, and then I kind of did comparative analysis. So I took up like these three, which is basically cross-chain bridge, bungee bridge, as well as wormhole portal bridge. And I then did more research. I started looking at apps in the Web 2 world, which is similar to this. So kind of figured that logistics is quite similar because it's kind of like an exchange of like goods from one place to another, and you have no control over the waiting time. You have no idea like how long it might take, and you are not going to keep the customer kind of waiting till the whole thing gets over. So I wanted to see how these logistics apps kind of like tackle this problem. Hmm. Then I looked at like cabs and all of that. So usually they kind of like give you status on what's happening right now, like looking for cars like around you, like looking for drivers. So they keep telling you what's happening. So there's a there's kind of like a transparency, which I thought was like I could use this for my app. Then finally, I did crypto bridging myself. Thankfully, I was given a few tokens to kind of try it out. So I used Bungee Bridge, and I kind of like made these little notes, like sticky notes, wherever I thought there might be like room for improvement or some feature that I liked. So I did that, and these are some of the things I learned from my secondary and primary research. One of the main problems was that the waiting time was way too long, and it was anxiety inducing. So there used to be like a timer, like a 15, like not even a timer. So it would just say 15 minutes and the timer wouldn't run. So you have no idea if it's actually in progress or, like if it's like frozen, if the website's frozen, you have no idea. This was the problem with most of the websites. Another thing was there's no transparency in the process. Like I said, there's no countdowns or progress bars and there are no clear steps. So you have no idea what to expect next. So the final problem was that there's no clarity about the offboarding. Usually, once the bridging process ends, there's also like a step where you claim the tokens. So you kind of switch networks and then you press claim, and that's a whole thing. But none of these, websites had that as well. So yeah, those are the insights that I got from this entire research. And then I also kind of figured out the flow of the bridging process, starting from like connecting the wallet and then selecting the source token, the network, entering the amount. So kind of like I went through the whole thing. So I kind of had an idea because I explored at least like four kind of websites. So yeah, so I kind of figured that out. And then for each of these steps, I figured out error and success states. If you can see, the green is like success and the reds are errors. Mm. And finally, I tried to do some user research, but then I figured that this is like a very new problem, and there are not many adapters to it. At the same time, I don't really know people who use crypto bridging, and there are also very few people I know who even use crypto wallets. So it was like very tricky. So I could not really do much of user research. So kind of assumed that my users. So I kind of made a solution, assuming users know how to use the crypto wallet. They might be new to bridging or old to bridging, but they should at least know how to use the crypto wallet. And finally, I used ChatGPT to kind of like give me some inputs on features. I had a few in mind. I kind of like gathered a few here. Again, like I had like sticky notes for all of these, and I kind of like whatever insights I got, I kind of jotted them down quickly. And finally, so I read this article called "Illusion of Time." So how like time perception shapes user experience, right? So it was about how to make it look like the time is actually lesser than it actually is. for the users, right? So here's something very interesting that I learned. Apparently, when you like double tap on something, you on Instagram, you get like a animation of the heart icon, right? So that's usually not what happens in the database, though. It takes a while for that to update, but they don't let the user wait for that to update. So basically, so I thought this was very interesting. So I thought, how do I use this with my solution? So I thought, like, what if I didn't even ask them to wait, right? So you start the bridging process, and then I just told them, you know what, we'll notify you once this whole thing is over. You don't need to wait for it. So I wanted to see if that is a possible solution. So think about the various ways this could fail, like the crypto bridging, right? So if the failure rate of the crypto bridging was a little large, I wouldn't be able to do this at all. I wouldn't be able to create a solution which is I thought if the user actually lets it run in the background, but then the transaction fails, it's going to cause more frustration when he tries to like restart it again, right? So I needed to know if the failure rate is a lot, or if it's just a very small edge case. So I started asking ChatGPT, like, how often does it fail, and give me stats of it. And ChatGPT told me that it's just 1%. The failure rate of crypto bridging is 1%. So it doesn't matter if you just close the whole application and you can go and do your own thing, and it would still work. So that was quite interesting for me. I finally used ChatGPT for like creating UX copies, right? So like I said, this thing in the end would really make a lot of sense. So we have successfully initiated your transaction. Please don't wait for it to complete. We'll notify you once a transaction is processed. So basically, I used ChatGPT for creating like UX copies. Plus, I was going for like a cyberpunk theme, and I wanted the UX copy to kind of like go with that. You'll see that in the website when I like show you. And I used ChatGPT for that as well. And finally, I used Midjourney too. So I wanted like a picture of a digital wallet, a bridge, a man holding like tokens, a gaming console, and I wanted all of them to be in like a cyberpunk theme, because that's what I was going for. And finally, this is my final website. I'll walk you through it right now. This is the website. So first you just say start bridging. So here you kind of see the status. Like I said, now it's more transparent. You know what you can expect next, and at the same time, they're like clear steps and stuff. So I'm going to click on connect to digital wallet. So this is the MetaMask basically opening up. Uh, yeah. Yeah, so this is MetaMask opening up. So I'm going to click on connect, and you can see like micro interactions and all of that here. So yeah, this is like, so here's like a message. So I thought of using like those messages for like error and success rates, so that you know that it's like working or not. So yes, I'm going to send for Matic from Polygon Network. I'm going to approve the transaction. This is MetaMask. It's going to open. And in case I click on this again, which is an error, it's going to give me a toast message saying allow on MetaMask. So I'm going to click allow. It's going to take me here. So from Polygon network to Ethereum network, I'm going to send 4 Matic, and I want in USDC. So I'm going to see how much that is. So I'm going to get 5.66. And this is the bridge free fee and the gas fee and all of that. So it's very transparent. I'm going to say confirm. So it's going to like give me another MetaMask notification. I'm going to hit confirm again. And yeah, so it says bridging has started successfully. So this is one of the main screens that I designed. So it says don't wait for it, we'll buzz you via like email or SMS. At the same time, there's like a pop-up which you can like minimize whenever you want. You can maximize it. So this is just happening, running in the background, so you can do whatever you want. You can like play and earn, or you can like learn about it, or you can watch podcasts. So that's how this works. So let's wait for some time. And it's done. So the bridging is done. You can close it, and I'm going to click on claim token. So again, MetaMask is going to open up. So this is the offboarding I was talking about that most apps don't have. So I'm going to click on allow, and it says 1 token found. I'm going to import it, and yeah, finally it's over. So this is my prototype basically. You can go back home, and yeah, you can start over again. So finally, I did a little bit of user testing. Like no one's ever like used crypto bridging before, so they didn't know what to expect. But yeah, I kind of spoke to Hitesh about it, and he told me that it was quite smooth and it was easy to understand. It was intuitive, and the waiting time was not frustrating anymore. But yeah, it did have a few like prototyping issues and timing issues, but like that's about it. So yeah, I guess I kind of managed to solve most of the problem. So yeah, thank you for watching.